For our next story, the Foster Festival is back for the 2022 season with the world premiere of an outdoor production called 1812. Fittingly, it takes place at Fort George in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Let's take a look.
I'm thinking of going over to Calais today.
Whatever for?
Well, it says here that Dillon's Mercantile is having a sale on 3-inch nails.
Why do you need 3-inch nails?
I don't know, but they're on sale. We can't afford not to buy them.
1812 is the play he wrote during the pandemic. Norm lives in Fredericton, and just south of Fredericton is a small town on the border with Maine called St. Stephen's, New Brunswick. And then there's the St. Croix River, the St. Croix they call it. And across the river is Calais, Maine. It's spelled like Calais, but they pronounce it Calais. Norm discovered that in 1812, the citizens of St. Stephen and the citizens of Calais decided not to go to war. War had been declared by George III in England, and the Americans decided to fight the war. But these two mayors got together and said, this is crazy. We're all friends. We know each other really well. We cross that bridge freely all the time. So we're simply going to disobey this order and not go to war. Which essentially was kind of naive because, of course, inevitably the war kind of involves you and you have no choice in the matter.
And what if we don't want to fight? Well, you have to fight, Mr. Edwards.
Why?
Because war has been declared. But we know nothing of war being declared. Henrietta!
I play Wallace Edwards. Wallace is the patriarch, I suppose, of the family. He's dad. He's the mayor of our town of St. Stephen. Much put upon idiot. I think no, he's a fun guy. It's a lovely play. The characters they're lovely characters. So, but he's the patriarch of the story.
Yes, sir. 3 pieces of mail for you.
Well, where are they?
I've acted in a number of Norm's premieres. I've also directed a number of Norm's first plays, and it's a real thrill. It's an honor. He is Canada's most produced playwright. Some would argue Canada's best playwright. His plays are enjoyed all across the country. This play, like all of Norm's, will have a huge future. It will be performed around the world. Norm's plays are performed on a regular basis in Germany and Italy, all over the world, translated into other languages. So it's really great to be able to be a part of defining what the play is, because Norm's worked with us a bit. We've done a couple of workshops, so he's been able to maybe tweak a little bit and make some changes based on what we've been able to bring to it, which is always really exciting.
How old do you think I am?
30.
Well, that's right. Do I really look 30?
Yes.
I look 30?
Yes.
Are you telling me that
You can ask me in as many ways as you like, Caroline, but the answer will always be the same.
You couldn't change the answer?
I play Caroline Edwards, and she's this very feisty young woman, very forward-thinking. She's kind of like got her eye on getting the vote already, that kind of thing. And she's remained unmarried, which is kind of unusual for a 30-year-old woman at that time, because I think she just hasn't found someone who can keep up with her. But what happens in this story is that someone new comes to town, Ben Strong, who she really falls for, and we get to watch her journey through that.
Smart and strong, which is extremely desirable.
I think it's going to be a really well-rounded experience because this play has some really poignant moments. It has some themes about war that I think hit differently right now with what's going on in the world. But then, of course, because it's Norm Foster, there's a ton of fun too, right? There's a great love story at the center of the play. There's a lot of family comedy. Like, I love the scenes that I have with my parents because I think everyone can relate to the kind of comedy you have with your parents where you're like, oh, stop it, you know? Because my mom's always like, oh, you like that boy? And it's like, no, mother. And so I think a lot of that will be really relatable for people. It'll be a wonderful summer evening out.